So I am going to kick things off. So last week, where did we even leave off? This we had some little windows. We were doing Elixir and uh, Phoenix framework and live view. Um, where we left it off. That's right. We had the hello world. We got the hello world up and running. Oh, thank you, VS Code, for the update. Um, So, what I have here is if things are working, right, according to everything we learned last week, you should just be able to, that's right, Elixir, CD, hello web, oops, CD, hello web, CD, another hello web, because I don't know what I'm doing. And then it was, what was the command we learned? We learned some funky commands. So what I got here is, you'll notice I actually have 4 different books on side, right? I tend to use the developer edition of Firefox for kind of like all the local host type stuff, anything I'm running, anything normal. Safari is my go-to for like documentation and stuff. I can see kind of all the cool stuff. Oh, there it is. That was exactly the one we did. That's not what I wanted. I think Safari has actually really good privacy controls and things like that, and good defaults and whatnot. So pretty happy with that. Let's see, let's just go here. Phoenix, Elixir. Of course, I'm going to rely on Google to search engine to correct for me. So last time we saw, was it mix? No, it was. What does this mix thing do? Maybe it'll just tell me in here so I don't have to look it up. Help compile app, make help tips, setup. Let's go back to our guides. There's the new there it is, Mix Phoenix server. So I'm going to go in my notes again. We talked about last time taking notes. I could have just gone to my notes. It was right there. I didn't have to do all that. Let's do this here. Let's run our server again. Again, I took the notes. I forgot to reference the notes. Let that be a lesson to me. Here we go. Hello world. We see everything here. Oh, look, our CSS came later as well. Very exciting. Postgres still unhappy for some reason. Of course it refuses to connect. I don't actually have anything going there. All right, so this is Phoenix. We've got the hello world. We're kind of back to where we started. Let us let's see, where do we want to go next? We've got all this stuff here. We like the live dashboard. That was a pretty impressive piece of built-in telemetry and metrics. So I say that just as it goes away. There it is. I was curious. What do we want to do next? Let us do I think what I want next is the ability to check things off, like a to-do list. Let's see here. What would be my next step? Learning this, right? I need to learn about rendering templates. Or do I? If I'm going to do a to-do list, I need to learn about how these views work. Yes, that's true. So, oops. right, so to call title 0, this is the Erlang style of a function argument. It basically means the title function would take 0 arguments. So if you're not familiar with that's what they mean here. So when they say view/0, they're talking about the view function that takes 0 arguments. Okay. Request lifecycle guide. Oh well, I guess we should go in order. Let's go in order. Nah, I don't want to go in order. I do want to do routing. Routing is kind of important. All right, where does router live? Hello web router X. Let's go take a peek at that guy. Let's make a new page. That's what we're going to do. We're going to make a new page called Hello web router X. Here it is. Some pipeline stuff. I'm not sure what that means yet, but we'll let it go. Okay, so this is root. So it means in the scope of the root, we have one page controller, and that's index. That must be this guy here. So I'm assuming, is it here? Oh, that's the HTML. Where's this guy? WebX. Where's our view? Just do a find. We're just exploring here, seeing what we can learn. Is there an index function somewhere? There, all over the place. Controller index. That's the build. It's in the build library, so we don't want that one. Oh, it's in the dependencies library. There it is. Page controller. Here's our index. And it's just rendering index.html, which is the one up here. All right, let's go back to our router. So there's index, page controller, index, get. So it's tying slash here. So, okay, so this is interesting. So the dashboard's not going to be open for everyone. It's only open in a dev mode or a test mode. And I wonder if it's going to be able to tell us where these are. If I just do one of those clicky things, can it find it for us? Where these are defined or set up? I don't know, maybe not. We'll let it go for now. Okay, scope slash do by the browser. Okay, well, let's do this. Let's make a new page. First line of this module. We're just going to do everything in scope for now. Mix Phoenix. Oh, there's a command line to take a look at routes. Let's just play with this. Oh, Lord. You're going to tell me what my routes are. Oh, look at that. Long poles and WebSockets, those are all set up for us. So this is the live view stuff that they do the magic for us, which is kind of nice. This WebSocket might be for PubSub. We'll get to that at some point. So, this is handy. I'm going to write this down here. This is good learning. Examine routes. This Note app is not going to be great for me long term. What is going on here? So resources, this does a lot of CRUD work. I see create, update, delete, new, edit, replace, get, post, patch, put, delete. Wow, there's a lot of stuff they do for you here. I'm not used to this. I could get used to this. All right. Oh, look. Those are for like APIs and stuff. Let's do this. So we're doing to-dos. So we are going to play around with our routes and make a to-do handler in our router. So what they showed us was this. I guess the resources is nice because it creates all of them, where the get just does the get, right? So, and according to this documentation, we don't even need to define a to-do controller. We just need to define the path. And this may actually... All right, so look at this, all this to-do stuff here. And we can be specific. So to-dos, we can create a new to-do. We can delete to-dos. We can update to-dos. We check them on and off or change the decks. Show a single to-do, edit a single to-do. New. This is the create a new to-do. All right, we're going to go with this for now. Path helpers. Helpers. Page path. Oh, here's the REPL doing some good stuff. Page path. Path helpers. Okay, so this is turning paths into this is turning routes into HTML URLs and paths. All right, so that makes sense. So this is just the reverse of the router then. So this is unrouting, right? In our code or in our templates, if we need to get the URL of a specific route, this will spit out the path that we can append to the root URL. All right, that makes sense. Nothing special there. Path helpers. Nested resources, users posts. Okay, so this is a many-to-one. All right, if a user has posts, right? I'm going to skip this for now. Eventually, we'll probably have to go do users, and they probably should have posts, but we're going to skip that. Scoped routes. All right, well, that's our scope. It's pretty straightforward. Nothing too special there. All right, nested scopes. Cool. Pipelines. I saw this earlier. I'm not sure what this is yet. I'm excited to learn about this. Series of plugs. In-depth guide about them. I guess I'll come back to this one. Browser and API. All right. Well, this is an important distinction and by far the two most common uses of HTTP, so we'll let that go. It makes very reasonable sense. Okay. I don't think I need new pipelines. Forward, okay, fancy stuff. I don't need anything of that. Okay, next. Controllers. Or we talked about a new controller. We haven't made one yet, so let's see about what we got to do there. Quest lifecycle. Did I skip a guide? Oh, I did skip a guide. I went straight to routing. Alright, I guess we gotta go back. Adding a new page. Hello world. Adding a new route. Page controller. Oh, that's... Did skip ahead. Okay, so here we go. So this is exactly what I want to do. That's what I get for skipping ahead. Thinking I'm smarter than the documentation. Okay, so we did that. Oh, they just did a get. We'll let it go for now. We'll just make our controller. So this is lib hello web. Lib hello web controllers. New file. We're going to call this to do controller.ex. Must stand for Elixir. Make it look like the following. We'll rewrite it to use our nomenclature, to do controller. So this is the parent class, I'm assuming. Index 2. Again, you see this nomenclature here, index 2. That means the index function or method with 2 arguments. This looks like from Go, where I spend the most of my time doing HTTP servers and API servers, is like they are the request argument. All right. Oh, underbar is quiet. That's also sounds familiar. Core of the action is render. All right, index. Hello web, hello view to exist and handle index for us. Now we got to create a new view. Where's hello view? Is it because hello controller and hello view? Does it actually just, is it just a name, bit of naming magic, I think? I think that's right. So hello web views, new, so I need to, wait, what happened? To do view.ex. So we got to do controller, to do view, and the to do view has to look like this with this magic name here. The magic, I can't stand the magic sometimes. Use the parent class. All right, in order to tell us if you need to, it's hello directory. Controller name, view, template directory, hello. And the template, it is magic naming. Magic naming, my favorite and least favorite. So I need to add a new folder here called to do. And I'm assuming new file index html.eex. Name format templating language. Index html.eex. So EEX is the templating language. EEX stands for EEX. That is not helpful, fellas. What does embedded Elixir? Okay, that is helpful. So EEX stands for embedded Elixir. This is a terrible. Why are you making me hover over this? All right. So let's compare it with the one. Phoenix here. where do you think we get Phoenix Hero from? It must be this guy. This must be Phoenix Hero. I don't know where that's defined, but I am curious. I'm just going to look for hero. That's a very distinctive word. So there's some CES. Hero component. What is going on here? These are all commented about, so Phoenix Hero. Oh, that's just the CES. There's nothing special there. Okay. I don't know what I was thinking. I was confused for a little bit. I'm not sure how this guy gets tied in yet, but I think we're going to learn that as we go along. Okay, so we've got page and we've got hello world from Phoenix, and what we really want is not hello world from Phoenix. We want a list of to-dos. So go back. I blew this away so it's not running live anymore, so I gotta go server, start up my server again. Hello web is not loaded and could not be found. All right, so my server is not happy. Let me just make sure I'm looking at the same thing. Did I not name something what I should have named something? It looks like a casing issue. Hello web versus hello little web. What am I using and what should I be using? So the views and the controllers are what we created. Hello big web. The other ones use hello web web. All right. Well, this is fun. Hello web web. Hello web web. Page view. No, the to-do also needs to be hello web web. Hello web web. I think that's all we created. So let's try this again. Magic naming. All right, I got another hello web web somewhere. This is going to tell me where. Give me a clue. To-do controller. Did I not save? Did this not save? It did not save. Thank you for that, VS Code. All right, it's going. Now this looks more promising. It's desperately trying to connect to the thing, the database, which doesn't exist. To-do. Boom, we got to-dos here. That is great. Okay, a couple interesting things. So, here, it's going to explain where the app HTML EEX comes from. Inner content. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Thank you to my viewer, whoever you are. I appreciate you dialing in. So the inner content app html.eex is the wrapper here. We can see that in our VS Code. Where was it? This guy. So this is it, and we see the inner content has to be, here it is, down here, in here somewhere, right? So that means when we render, right, it renders this, and over here where it says inner content, it injects the to-dos here, this H2 to-dos, which is this guy here. So the inner content is probably everything in this gray area and whatnot. So fairly straightforward. It's a way to have to define your, obviously just define all your headers and some of your metadata once. You don't want to have to put this on every template that is excessively repeating yourself, and we're not having any of that. Point to views. All right, plug. This plug is an important piece of terminology. I'm not familiar with that. It sounds like it's very Phoenix specific. So, oh, it's a library. It's the name of the library. That's why. else to plug? In the plug guide coming next. All right, so I think a plug is part of the pipeline then. When you plug things, it just says, what do you do first, and what do you do after that, and what do you do after that? So you're going slowly. Each plug is a chunk of processing to be done over the whole request response lifecycle. So we'll see how that goes. And the router is the last one, because you have to do all these other things, standard when you were doing HTTP serving. So we'll go into that later. Another new page, another new route. Oh, they're doing a sub page there. Okay, so this is dynamic, and this is being able to parse the URL of a request, parse the path of and pass that as an argument into the render function. Nothing too exciting there. New template. Show. Okay, so this is more magic naming stuff, naming convention stuff. This is important when you're doing that. So we'll come back to that later. Hello/Frank. All right, I'm not going to do that. You can do that on your own. Okay, so we have a new to-do view controller. Right, there's a lot of magic naming going on here. You have to be very specific with your names, right? We have a new view module as well. It doesn't do much, and then of course the to-dos we implemented. I think fairly short stream today. I'm having a lot of fun doing this though, and what we'll do is we'll come back early next week and keep going. Even though I'm only doing this in small chunks, about half an hour at a time, there's a lot you can learn in half an hour a day, so don't be afraid, right? Even if you're talking about something like, playing the ukulele, if you can spend, as much as 5 minutes a day learning something, you will get good at it over time, right? Maybe not right away, but, 5 minutes a day adds up, man, one of the, think of it this way, right? 5 minutes a day ends up being an entire week of time over the course of a year, right? So if you spend 5 minutes a day for 5 years, that's like a full-time 5 weeks. That's an entire month learning something, right? And frankly, you'll probably be better at it after 5 years, 5 minutes a day, than you would be if you spent, quit your job and spent an entire month learning, whatever it is, whether it's Elixir or ukulele or whatever. It's just the ability for the brain to kind of gather that and process it and retain it over time. So thank you again for joining me. We'll continue this next week. Enjoy your evening or your day or wherever it is, wherever you may be. Thank you. Talk to you next time.